account?
It looks like it's coming back for us. Live. Alrighty, I think we're back. We were probably just talking to air for the last few minutes. Folks, I believe we are back live. Sorry for that delay. Hopefully you can find us again. Sorry, we're live at Fibber McGee, so we're working out the technical. Is it back on? It says live. I think we're back and we're good. Yep, we are back online. Alrighty, folks. Thanks again. Sorry for those difficulties. We're trying to do our live show here, so not the usual setup. We just covered Matt Stafford. If you missed that, if it cut us off, let me know, because I'm not positive. CJ clearly wasn't watching, unfortunately, for us to know whether we're live or not. Is it still not working?
It's interrupted now.
Live. I mean, is the Wi-Fi just not working here?
Eggs, are we live?
I think we're live. What's up, Skinny?
You are live.
We're live. All right.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, hi. Have you been looking?
No, we're good. I don't know why yours says interrupted. Maybe it's because you have the. It says the podcast has been paused. Oh, Jesus. Are you sure? Is it us just sitting here? It doesn't say interrupted or paused? So we're live. Okay, we're good. Alrighty, let's go. We're going to start right from the top and pretend that the beginning never happened. Just refresh your thing. I think it should be okay. Let us know if it doesn't end up working. But again, we're live at a bar today, so trying to figure out all this Wi-Fi situation. Alrighty, we're online. We're good to go. Get your sit starts in now. Apologize for that delay, but we should be good to go the rest of this morning. We're going to be live at Fibbers in about 40 minutes. Come on in. If you're local, get your questions in. It says good now, so alrighty. If not, let us know, and we should be okay. All right, let's get this going again. So Matt Stafford, we're starting at the top here. He's going to be out today, and there's major implications because of that. We're shocked. 136 straight games. He doesn't usually miss time, but Matt Stafford going to be out with a back injury. Sounds like it could be something that could linger to broken back spasms. None of that sounds good long term for him.
Wonder when he heard it last week, because he had a pretty good game.
He had 400 yards and 4 TDs. Yeah, I mean, he looked fantastic. Again, he's had 340 and 3 TDs in 3 straight, especially with that defense struggling.
No one's responding to anything.
So, Haig says we're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Just because yours sucks doesn't mean we're not good. We're good. I don't know what yours is doing. You're connected to Fibber's guest, right? Yeah, we're fine.
Let me get off Fibbers.
So he's out. As I mentioned, I really prefer Ryan Tannehill as a stream today. Pat Mahomes, it's going to be a shootout-style game, and they're going to have to play catch-up mode there. So ultimately, I really like Tannehill. McCoy is inactive today. That's actually really interesting from Denny Jennings. Yeah, the comments are, it's working now. So yours is just messed up for whatever reason. So Pat Mahomes, shootout-style game. They're going to have to play catch-up mode. Tannehill will be down all day. The other option, if Tannehill's gone, I like Brian Hoyer a lot. Only 6% owned, facing Miami. Pathetic defense. So that should be good. RSA working up that dial-up connection. Thanks, Kitty. Appreciate that. And that brings up the next note here with Tannehill out. Tannehill, the streamer. You also got to look for tight end replacements. If you were looking for Stafford at QB, you might need a tight end replacement if you had George Kittle. What's the news on him, CJ?
It doesn't seem like he's going to be playing. And it sucks
doubtful
because it's Monday night, and so you basically just have to bench him at this point.
Yeah, it's such a good matchup, too, against Seattle, giving up the third most points to the tight end position. So he's not going to be there, missing one of his best spots of the year, which is too bad. But because Seattle's so generous, you could look at Ryan Dwelly, his immediate backup, played 40% of the snaps last time, ended up going up to 70% the next game when he was banged up, had 4 catches. Nothing special, but the matchup is so good you could look him. I'd look first, though, to Jonnu Smith, 31% owned. And again, we just talked about Tannehill liking him. With Corey Davis out, that's even more targets for Jonnu. And the Chiefs have been surprisingly locked down against receivers, but are very generous tight ends, 25th against the position. So you could definitely look at Jonnu Smith, my tight end 11 today. Also out there in a lot of leagues, I know it's going to make a lot of people sick out there. O.J. Howard, a favorite of the RSJ crew over here. I've seen him dropped in tons of leagues.
You need to stop going back in on guys you hate.
I hate him, but
He did this to
Arizona.
Corey Davis. He did this to Corey Davis.
Arizona.
already.
I'm telling myself, Arizona. OJ Howard. The matchup's that
don't do
good. He is that athletic of a
You know he
freak.
has 3 points in all of them.
He could totally, yeah. OJ, the crowd doesn't approve here at Fibbers of OJ Howard. I can't wait to get live and talk about that over the microphone here. But yeah, ultimately OJ Howard is an option. I'd say my tight end 10 of the week. Just again, the matchup is so ripe. You could also look at Jacob Hollister. Again, that's on the opposite side of the ball, facing the San Fran defense. They've been very stifling. And I also really like Mike Gesicki. I know you're a big fan of him too.
Yeah.
Coming off his best day of the year, 6 targets, 6 catches, and now you got Preston Williams out. And the Colts, they've been susceptible to tight ends too. So
Fitz has been a big fan of him too.
yeah, exactly. Fitz likes to pepper him, and now more targets are open for him. So those are some options. If you're going to be without Kittle, let us know who you might look at there. We got Dylan on YouTube. I'm off to a good start. My opponent had 3 players Thursday for 18 total points. That's fantastic. I'm leaning floor with Rojo. Yeah, you got to go Ronald Jones. I like him this week. We already had. Yeah.
Sean McCoy is a healthy scratch.
Huge news for Damian Williams too. We don't have that on the menu. We're gonna cover that in 1 sec. Thank you, Eggs, for the news there. I guess I can pull it up on mine. But ultimately, yeah, Dylan, I like Rojo. Bruce Arians came out and said he's our more explosive back. We're getting more production out of that guy. And so ultimately, I like going there. So good for you. Rivers screwed you, Denny Jennings. I'm sorry to hear that. We're loading up the Facebook comments now because CJ's is horrible. Maybe we can borrow yours, Eggs, so we can have the comments and questions coming up there. You asked, Rojo or OBJ in the flex? Yeah, go with the ceiling. Go with the touches there. I go Ronald Jones. Alex Clan asking Golden Tate or Gallup, half PPR. Also Dak or Jimmy G. Alex on YouTube, that actually leads right into our next bullet point here. Shepard and Ingram. They're both out there. They're not playing for the Giants today in that Battle of New York. We know the Jets' defense is horrendous, and they have no one else to throw to. So I love Golden Tate to blow up 100 yards, maybe 2 scores, definitely within the realm of possibilities. The last time he had this setup with Shepard and Ingram out, ultimately he blew up, and that was against the Patriots for over 100 and a score. What could he do against the Jets? I love him at 5,900 on DraftKings. I go him over Gallup for sure this week. So Dylan, that's what I roll with there. Flex play on Periscope for Philadelphia 215. Ballage, Amendola, or Beasley. Ooh, tough spot for you. I like Beasley the most out of them. He scored last week. He had like 5 catches the week before. So I'm a good fan of him there. I go him. I can't trust Ballage. I know he's going to be the featured back, the most work there. But ultimately on Periscope there, I don't love that one. We're going to get to your Facebook, I promise. CJ's trying to load it, but we don't have it yet. Morning Gents asks Trey 2 questions. Seamus Winston in a potential stroke or Matt Ryan. Potential stroke or Matt Ryan. And then 2, my average about Stafford or Sammy Watkins, full PPR. I would lean Watkins there. That one's a little easier for me. I can't trust anything attached to Jeff Driscoll today. So that's not going to be my play. I wouldn't go Driscoll, not at all. 1 sec, thank you, Eggs. And so Marvin Jones got to be on your bench, and then Winston. I love the matchup against the what do we got here? The Cardinals giving up the most points to quarterbacks. I hate Winston. I get how risky it is to use the guy, but when he's in this type of blow-up spot and it should be a shootout-style game, I do like Winston this week. Matt Ryan banged up, a tough Saints defense at home for the Saints. I don't love that setup for him. So yeah, I go Jameis and I go Sammy Watkins there for you. Let's get to the Facebook ones. You're welcome, Dylan on YouTube there. Morning Wolfie, Christiania, Damian Williams or Tevin. I mean, Damian Williams becomes a lot more intriguing with McCoy a healthy scratch. He already played 73% of the snaps last week. We had those fumbling issues for McCoy going on. So it seemed like Williams was taking back over. I love the Chiefs to put up a lot of points today against Tennessee, a banged-up defense. Lost their top corner. I think they're going to move the ball with ease with Mahomes back. So you got 2 touchdown upside with Damian Williams. I think you could easily get 20 fantasy points. I kind of lean him over Coleman. That messed-up backfield. You get Juszczyk back, so the blocking will be better for Coleman. But I like that one there. We got have you finally figured it out or not over there?
It keeps on switching comments.
I mean, mine's over here, so I can try to pull this up a little bit bigger.
Want to Actually, I think I'm good right now, but
You think you got it? I got the Kyle
doesn't-
Allen
it
or
just
Sam
says that
Darnold
we're
as
not-
Jose
it's-
Vega.
It just says we're not live
Well,
for me.
whatever. As long as the questions are coming in, that's all that matters. All right, we're going to get to the YouTube ones, maybe commenting back in. We had that delay going on. We know that's our biggest platform here, so make sure you get any YouTube questions in. We're going to be live at Fibbers in about 30 minutes, too, on the mic. We'll stay on live on Facebook to get all your questions, but if you're live at Fibbers, we will be going in a few minutes. Make sure you get some wings. It's the best. We got Jose Vega asking, we got Kyle Allen or Sam
right,
Darnold?
yeah, I'm right there.
You got all those? Alrighty. So CJ's got his questions loaded. Everything is right with the world. We can get back to our normal routine schedule here. Let's cover a quick bit of news and
way
then
too
hit
many
hits.
people from Beverly watching right now.
I know. Get down here. Are you kidding me? Toons, Seamus. Like, I'm not answering any of their questions. Beatty, any of those questions, just let me know or ignore it. We'll cover real quick James Conner. What's his deal? I mean, we kind of know, but what's the latest on James Conner so I can take a sip of my White Russian?
Yeah, so James Conner is out again, and so it looks like it's going to be Jalen Samuels again as the workhorse. And I think, isn't Trey Edmonds out too?
Trey Edmonds, I don't know if that's official or not. I know he was questionable. Either way, it's more so of a Jalen Samuels game facing.
He did get like 14 touches last week.
13 receptions, yeah. So 13 receptions, about 10 carries. I mean, 13 targets, caught them all. Definitely a Mason Rudolph favorite. He loves to dink it down the field. And Jalen Samuels, another high receiving day, could be coming. His price is definitely higher up this week on DraftKings, so you got to know that's reflected. I don't love the matchup as much against the Rams. I get a lot of questions like Montgomery or Samuels. I'm leaning Montgomery today. Blow-up spot against the the most points, 2 running backs to the Bears. They're facing the Lions. They're horrible against running backs. So I lean, when I see like Montgomery versus Samuels, I lean Montgomery as a measuring stick for you. But let me know if you have Samuels. I could be a featured workhorse again today. Let's cover quickly this first round of news just because we want to hit it all. Le'Veon Bell, official, right? He's playing?
Yep. He announced it last night on Instagram himself, actually.
So, I mean, as ugly as it's been, yeah, that's a nice move. Break the news yourself. As ugly as that's been there at the Jets, and the offense is one of the worst in the league.
I had time on starting over him in 1 league.
Oh, you should not do that. He's got to fix his lineup. You got to treat Le'Veon Bell as a top 12 running back. The volume's still there. The matchup against the Giants is juicy. So ultimately, I still like using Le'Veon Bell as you normally would, despite the injury this week. And last but not least, on this first round of news, David Johnson says fully healthy, good to go. What's up, man? He's good to go. Zach, what's going on? So they're ready to go. The backfield, though, this week, what do you do with it? Tampa Bay giving up the fewest points to running backs. They actually are the only team that really stifle Christian McCaffrey at all. I mean, stifle, he had like 19 points.
Actually, I think they're number 1 in DVOA.
They are, which is crazy because last year they were giving up the most. Like that defense has turned it around against the run. Very susceptible to the pass. It's the classic funnel defense you have to throw against them to move the ball. So I think that's what plays in the favor of David Johnson. That's why I'm not scared off today. Is ultimately he's much more of a pass catcher than anything. They're going to put him up in the slot. Him and Chase Edmonds, Kenyon Drake now. Chase Edmonds banged up. He's going to be out. Ultimately, both those guys are better pass catchers than anything. I think they're so versatile, they'll use them on the field at the same time. I'd have both guys in my lineups for the most part. Let me know who you're considering over Drake or over DJ, and I can give you an answer on that one. But yeah, that's the first menu of news. I'm going to pull up the second one, but we're going to hit a bunch of your sit starts now before we hit all this news. You can just see what else we have coming. What do we got for sit starts? Did you have us?
Are we with us? Or
Yeah, we'll start there. If we miss a question, feel free to comment it back in because we're getting caught up right now. We're not answering Abates because he's live in person, or if he's not coming, then he doesn't get his answered.
All right, so Jose Vega's asking Odell Beckham or Larry Fitz full point PPR. The Browns are surprisingly favored today, actually.
Are they? Yeah. How are they favored? I feel like it's got to be OBJ. You heard, what's his name, Baker Mayfield come out and say, I'm going to force feed him often. I know he's matched up against Tre'Davious White.
Being like, well, he's double covered. It's like, well, what do you expect?
Exactly, yeah. Of course Odell Beckham's going to be double covered. Like, seriously. Completely useless. Fitzgerald just hasn't been that good. I get the matchup. I get the appeal. The Bucs are giving up the most passing yards in the league. They're susceptible everywhere, awful corners. But unless you I don't know. I couldn't bench Beckham for Fitz today after how bad Fitz has been. So, no, I go Beckham there, Jose. Let's skip Beatty's.
Yeah, no Beatty and no Seamus. Sorry, bud.
Nope, no Seamus.
Anish, our guy Anish.
I love you,
Halfway
Anish.
PPR, Crowder or Derrick Henry.
Gotta go Derrick Henry. I get the nerves about them getting down big and game flow going to Dion Lewis. That totally could happen. But if you're going to beat the Chiefs, you have to establish Henry early, keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, and they're giving up the 25th. They're horrible against the run, decent against wide receivers too. So I like that offense to try to establish Henry early often. Good bet to find the end zone. Even when game flow wasn't in his favor last week, he still found the end zone twice, was actually involved as a receiver, 3 catches and a receiving score. So I think you can get by this week with Henry, even if they get down early. We're not answering Jimmy's questions if he puts any in, by the way.
Matt Kipnis he's at work right now, can't listen, but I'm going to type it back. He says, asks full PPR, Marvin Jones, DK, or Juju.
Gotta go Juju there. DK facing a tough San Fran D. Gordon's here. You can't trust Marvin Jones without Stafford. He would have been the guy. But yeah, you gotta go Juju there. He's active. We got Warrior Loft asking on YouTube. I'll hit a couple YouTubes real quick. Winston, Stafford out. Yeah, I know. Warrior Loft. I go Winston. Yeah, he's a good stream for sure this week. Facing Arizona, the most points to tight ends. I mean, to QBs, shootout style game. I really like Winston
rest
today.
of the season too is awesome.
His cake schedule. I mean, I know how nerve-wracking he can be. I know he's going to blow you a game somewhere in there, but not against the Cardinals. Probably right when you need him the most. But ultimately, anybody watching too, if you don't mind sharing out to your feed, to any fantasy football groups you're in, helping us get found is huge. We greatly appreciate any shares, likes, comments. We only have 5 likes right now. We're answering like 100 questions. Come on, guys. Give us a little bit of love here. Any shares, again, much appreciated. And on YouTube, let's hit 2 more. I woke up drunk. I just put Darnold in my lineup. Should I start drinking again? Yes, immediately, Jake. Start pounding the booze. We're getting a good amount of YouTube interaction today. I like it. And I love our YouTube crowd. It's always a little bit rowdier, other than Denny Jennings, our biggest drinker of all. Bench Galladay for Freeman or Tate? Yeah, if Tate's Golden Tate, then 100%. One of my favorite plays this week, my wide receiver, 15. I'm a huge fan of Golden Tate today. I think he could go for 100 in multi-scores. There's just no one else to throw to. We already covered it. Shepard and Ingram out. And it's an awful defense, so I'm all about it. And Warrior Loft, Winston or Breeze? Oh, in that case, you got to go Breeze, facing Atlanta. Just as bad of a defense and a surer talent. So yeah, go Breeze there, Warrior Loft. Let's hit some Facebook questions.
Yeah, so Jake 90 said we cut out during the... Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ, CJ.
Jeez.
You fucking... Can you go get some paper towels? An absolute spaz fest. No, mine's fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, an absolute moron.
Just water, guys.
CJ. 6 stars.
Well, you could. Yeah, exactly. CJ getting completely benched. Hopefully this is still working. But are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Luckily, it's just water.
Well, I don't know if this is still working, unfortunately. CJ is drunk, says Denny Jennings. So something's working, at least. I don't know if this is still streaming here. Fucking... I don't know. The laptop's on, but... it's not, like, moving.
Yeah, you're moving on his right here.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's just like choppy all of a sudden. Well, we'll be live.